was born in Corning in May the 5th, 1904, and we lived there for about 3 years. Then we moved to Redding.
What did your folks do?
My folks was farmers, and they come out from back east here to move to Corning. And when they come out to move to Corning, they ship their things out on a train in a boxcar. We came to Redding when I was only 3 years old, and I have lived in that house ever since.
I was born March the 15th, 1894, in Hibernia, New Jersey. And I was about 3 weeks old when my folks brought me to Webster. My dad got a job in the woolen mill.
When he was in Corning, he was a farmer, but when he moved to Redding, he went into the worked at the Redding Iron Works, and he also started the first florist that was in Redding. And so I have just grown up in the florist business. I've loved flowers all my life, and I've had plenty of them.
My dad had rheumatism. He couldn't work, so I had to go to work. For $3 a week, I had to go to work for $3 a week, and we survived on $3 a week.
My father was a hard worker, very hard. And he would work all day in the foundry and then come home and work till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, planting plants and things like that. I lived with my father and took care of my father there at the house until he passed away. And then my sister and I took over the florist business and run the florist business till about 10 years ago, and then we sold it.
I work on trolley cars. I was too short for motorman. Yeah, I want to be a motorman, but there's an emergency switch. You had to jump to catch it, so they made a conductor out of me and all. Tried to get in the Army, and I couldn't get in. My friends all went in, so I went in, and I lied my age over there and all, and I wanted to get in the Navy, see. They couldn't hire any, so I had to go in the Army in the evacuation hospital, number 17.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Back in on the run, on the run, on the run. Yeah, I'm calling you and me, every son of liberty.
I got acquainted with a sergeant over there. He got me transferred onto this Siberia and all, and we went to Siberia. It took us 42 days. Vladivostok, it was south of Vladivostok, about 3 miles. Oh, it was a nice place and all. We had snow there about 16 feet high. We had to shovel snow, and it was slippery, and I slipped. I fell on that knee, and I put in, I think 3 or 4 months in a hospital. Oh, I used to be everything. I used to take the nurses to church, and I used to do this, and I even pulled 2 teeth. I pulled one over there, one a youngster and all, a wisdom tooth and all, bothering them and all, and there was a lady, an old lady, about 60 years old, and that I pulled the tooth. Well, I worked in different places. I was a nurse, and I was this and that, and everything.
We'll be over, we are coming over, and we won't come back, it is over there.
Well, it was funny. He had come from back east, and he'd only been in here a short time, and I knew one of the fellows that he knew, and so I was introduced to him. And
I met her here by a fellow by the name of Gary Miller. And he gave me it was a dance or something, and he gave me an introduction to her, and that's why I started going with her.
We went to 4 of us went on a boat ride in the Sacramento River. We were riding on the boat, and we decided to park on the side Atwood Road, quite a ways up farther up the canyon. We were pulling the boat in, and he got dumped in the water.
Papa did?
Yes. And so we've always laughed about the way we met.
No, she got even dance very good and all. You had to kind of pull her around and everything.
And then we just started going together. That was it.
I don't know, I met her over here and all, and we fell in love, and that's all.
I was 19, and now we have spent our 60th anniversary in March. When I got married, I had a beautiful wedding in the Methodist Church and had lots of flowers. My father was just as crazy about flowers as I was, and so he saw that I had plenty of flowers at my wedding. I had 2 children, Albert Jr. and Mary Elizabeth. And Al would help out, my husband would help out in entertaining. He was very thoughtful of the kids when they were growing up and would go take them places where they enjoyed.
Al was born in 1927. Then we went back east and all in the car to see my folks and all and everything. Mary was about a year old. She was born in 1934. Then we went over there. We spent, I think 3 months. We went all the way through Massachusetts and all. Then we went through Canada and come back to Chicago and through Yellowstone Park and Idaho and back.
And they were both very well-behaved children. They certainly, I never had any trouble with them. We kept in touch with our kids. We were very close to them. Al was very good about taking them little Al hunting and all that.
I've seen a lot of those, but I never seen no buck. I had Al with me lots of times and all, crying out loud. But most of the time, by golly, I used to go hunt all alone.
Well, did you ever encourage Al or Mary to go into the forest business?
Neither one of them cared for it. They figured there was too much work and too much to stay, and they just weren't interested in it. They went on to school, and they got both good ones at Davis, and he's a professor, and the other teaches school in Reading. When my son was working, both he and his wife, many time in the summer that they would come up and spend quite a bit of time with us while our parents worked, and I enjoyed it very much. Even while we were working, Mary would help take care of them when they were growing up and would be company for them.
Yeah, it's a great old life if you don't weaken, huh? Damn, boy.
So all in all, you feel like you've had a pretty good life?
Oh, yeah, oh, no fooling.
You wouldn't change anything in your life, or you feel like you're gonna...
No, I don't think so. By golly, my gosh, the way I went, where I went through, and everything. Gee whiz.
It sounds like you had a pretty interesting life.
You sure did. By golly, honest. Well, I guess maybe that's the reason why I'm living that long and all.
And in closing, I'd like to say, I never had the privilege of having grandparents. They had died before I was born even, and I always said that if I ever had any grandchildren, I was going to be awful good to them, because I think a person misses a lot when they don't have grandchildren.